you were a proven recruiter every way you went. What made you so good at recruiting? I mean, was it just you just genuinely enjoy it as far as going to meet the kids and developing the relationships? Because I mean, you have to be able to recruit well to be a college coach. But I mean, there's some guys that stand out from the rest, and you were obviously one of those guys. What do you think, made you such a successful recruiter?
Well, I think I had a really good work ethic, and I didn't mind the long hours. I really enjoyed getting on the road and going and meeting people. I mean, I felt very comfortable around parents, coaches, and I was a big letter writer. I would always follow. Anytime I saw somebody on the road, a coach, whatever, or a kid, I mean, I would that night I may write 10 or 12 notes, and I'd drop them in the mail the next morning at the hotel. But everybody I'd see, principals, guidance counselors, and you'd be surprised the next time you go in that school. Sometimes, you get the benefit of the doubt as far as getting help. And then kids the same way. I mean, I've always felt comfortable around athletes and being honest with them. That's the other thing. And I mean, I use the term bullshit, but a lot of kids can see that.
Yeah, see right through it.
They see right through it. And as long as you're honest with them, and I would tell kids, I mean, because I coach pretty hard. And I'd say, listen, I'm not for everybody. And I'd just tell, I say, you may not want to play for me, because I mean, this is what I'm going to expect. But the players that really want to get better, they always appreciated that, the honesty. And I think it helped in recruiting. And then again, just having an eye for talent. There's things that I've always looked for. And there's some other things that people aren't aware of, like, is a guy slew-footed or not? If he is slew-footed, like, they can't change direction. If he squats down like a catcher and his heels come up off the ground, that means he's got no Achilles flexion. Guys that I call them muscle bellies in your bicep and in your hamstring area. If you're flat in those areas, you can't get strong. And I had a player, Michigan State, Josh Shaw from Lauderdale, and he was a great player for me. But he used to get so frustrated in the weight room. He said, Coach, I just can't get strong. I work as hard as everybody else. I said, well, you got quickness and you got other things that make you a really good player. I said, but you're never going to get strong. And he'd held his arm out. I said, look, right here, you're flat right across your bicep. I said, you've got a small muscle belly there, and that's not your fault. That's mom and dad's fault. And so, but things like that you can look for, and then in talking to kids, how they react. And I always want to see players in action. I remember DJ Swearinger, I recruited Greenwood area, and with DJ, we were kind of late in offering him. And
he was committed to Tennessee, right?
Yeah, he committed to Tennessee, and then when Coach Fulmer left, then we jumped right in because we had done it the right way. When he committed to Tennessee, I said, DJ, I understand you, because we were late in the ball game because we hadn't seen enough on tape,
and he was just a 3-star. Just to think crazy, he was a 3-star prospect.
Yeah,
and I don't. We know now.
And you don't know me that way, but I'm not into the star.
Yeah, right. No, I understand. Yeah,
really not. And I mean, we signed. This is before all the star system. We signed John Abraham. He played 1 year of high school football, and nobody knew who he was.
He turned out to be pretty good, I'd say.
So, but the thing with DJ was we were late into the game. But because of the relationships that we had built through the recruiting process, when all that happened, whenever Coach Fulmer left, I mean, we jumped in there on the phone call and we were right back in it. And so that's just being able to have, a chance to know kids. And then I was talking about, the evaluation process, seeing them play. Just like we got a chance to see DJ play, and we knew it right then. We said, we need to get back in as we can. I tell a story about Devin Taylor all the time, and Devin's from Beaufort.
Right.
And he was a very meek, mild demeanor, never talked. His mom did all the talking. Sylvia did all the talking for him. And he just was almost standoffish. But he was a good player on the field. Right. But you always worry about that demeanor. Can a kid, in college football, can he live up to the toughness and the work ethic? Even though Coach Clifford down there, they've done a fantastic job with him. But I had his mom bring him up to camp. And I told Sylvia, I said, I just need him for at camp for 15, 20 minutes. She said, you don't need him all day? I said, no, just 15, 20 minutes. And I do things with a lot of recruits, I call it combatives. And you can really check a kid out, you know, how they react. And so we were at the football field in between sessions, and Devin came over here. His mom was sitting over there on the bench. And I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to have a little drill right here. I said, I'm going to be an offensive lineman. I'm going to start the drill right here. I said, when I punch you, that starts the drill. Then I want you to give me your best pass rush move. I want to see what it is. You know, we'll go from there. I mean, he's ready. You know, he can give his best pass rush move. And I reached back my fist and I hit him in the chest as hard as I could. I mean, I hit him, and of course it didn't stun him, but I hit him as hard as I could. And I mean, his eyes went bloodshot. And he came at me, and put it bluntly, he about whipped my ass right there. But and as soon as that happened, I went over and told Sylvia's mom. I said, "He's got a scholarship here, South Carolina." I'd never seen that from him.
Right. And
when I finally saw it, that's what I needed to see. You know, because he was just, his demeanor wasn't what you would normally see in a
it's like athlete. Testing his fight or flight kind of.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. How would he react?
You know, and you know, a lot of kids, I'll jump on and grab them around the neck. Some of them just kind of roll with you, whatever. Some of them, you know, get off me, whatever. You know, but you want to see how kids react to that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you sign a kid and he's yours for 4 years and he won't bust a bubble, you know, or I say bust a grape or whatever. You know, just it's hard to change that in a kid.
Right. For sure.
So, but I think the evaluation part, as much as anything, being able to evaluate talent, and also, you know, just again, you know, the relationship you build with kids, the evaluation process. I can go through a bunch of them, but like Pharaoh Cooper, I mean, nobody wanted Pharaoh, and then when we offered him, and then he ended up committing to us down in Eastern North Carolina, and then he goes to the Shrine Bowl as the MVP. You know, and then everybody wanted him. It was too late. And, you know, I got plenty of stories like that of guys that maybe got overlooked or somebody wasn't sure of, and they ended up being really good ball players.